Hi dear students, today I am going to discuss the chapter number 6, the triangle and its properties. In class 6, you have learned what is a triangle and the basic elements of the triangle, as well as types of triangles. In this chapter, we are going to see some more properties of the triangles related to some sides as well as angles. And I am not going to discuss those basic topics again. I am directly getting to the topics which is discussed in this chapter. First topic is medians of a triangle. What is a median? The line segment joining the vertex of a triangle to the midpoint of the opposite side is called a median of the triangle. Let's consider a triangle ABC, and if we take the midpoint of BC, that is D. Okay, D is the midpoint of BC. And if we draw a line from the vertex A to the midpoint of opposite side, that is BC. So that line segment is called the median of the triangle. You can see AD, the red line AD is the median of the triangle. So AD is a median. AD is a median. That means the line which connects from the vertex A to the midpoint of opposite side, that is BC. Okay, the side opposite to the vertex A is BC. So this line is called a median. Now, how many medians possible for a triangle, or how many medians are there a triangle has? AD is a median which is drawn from the vertex A. Now I am going to draw a median from the vertex C. So just to mark the midpoint of AB. Okay, as E. Now just to draw a line from C to E. You can see CE is the second median. Okay, next I am going to draw a median from the vertex B to AC. That means first I have to mark midpoint of AC. That we can give it as A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, now draw the line from B to F. We will get the third median. So these are the three medians of the triangle, and you can see that all the three medians are lying inside the triangle. That means three medians, all medians lie in the interior of triangle. In the interior of triangle. Okay, so this is the one point you have to remember regarding this median. And also you can see that there is a one point which intersect all these three medians within the triangle. This point is called centroid of the triangle. Centroid, the point where the three medians of triangle intersect. That means the common point of three medians. That point is called a centroid of the triangle, which is not in your syllabus, but just understand it. Okay, what is centroid? Next one is altitudes of triangle. What is altitude? The perpendicular line segment from a vertex of a triangle to its opposite side is called an altitude of the triangle. Somewhat different from median, because the line should be perpendicular to the opposite side. Let's consider a triangle here. Now I am going to draw a line from this vertex A to BC, in which that line should be perpendicular to the opposite side. Median is the line which is drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. Here that line should be perpendicular to the opposite side. That is the difference between median and altitude. Altitude means simply we can consider height of the triangle. So let's draw the line. See here, the red line is altitude. That means it makes 90 degree with the base. And this point we can consider it as D. So here AD is an altitude of the triangle. AD is an altitude. Now how many altitudes can be drawn for a triangle? Three altitudes, same as in case of median. Okay, so let's check that one. Now the second altitude I am going to draw from this vertex C to AB, okay, which is perpendicular to AB. That is, AB is the opposite side of the vertex C. So let's see the line here. The blue line represent altitude drawn from C to AB. It should be 90 degree. Okay, perpendicular. And this point we can call it as E. Next I am going to draw an altitude from the vertex B to AC. See here, the green line is the altitude which is drawn from B to AC. We can give the point name as A, B, C, D, E, F. So AF. So AD, similarly CE as well as BF. These all are altitudes, AD, CE, BE. So how many altitudes are possible? 3 altitudes. So a triangle has 3 altitudes. Now, as we discussed in the case of median, here also we have got an intersecting point in which these altitudes intersect. Okay. So the point where these 3 altitudes intersect or meet, that is called orthocenter of the triangle. Orthocenter of triangle. This is also not given in your textbook, but still just remember this center. Okay. So centroid is the point where the 3 medians meet. Orthocenter is the point where the 3 altitudes meet. Remember that. Okay. Now here in this example you can see all the 3 altitudes lie in the interior of the triangle. But there is a possibility to lie these altitudes in the exterior of the triangle. Let's see that. Because this is an acute triangle. Let's take an obtuse triangle. This is an obtuse triangle because angle C is obtuse angle, more than 90 degree. Now I am going to draw an altitude from the vertex A to the base BC. So that line should be perpendicular to the base BC. So what will happen? Let's see. I am represented by a dotted line. Okay. This line is become perpendicular to BC. So for that, to represent that, I am going to extend this BC to this point. Okay. See here, this is 90 degree. So here we can give this point as D. So AD is the altitude which is drawn to the base BC. That means BC is perpendicular. If we extend BC, we will get here 90 degree. Am I right? So that means BC is perpendicular to AD. Therefore, AD is the altitude. AD is the one altitude. Then you can see that this AD is lie in the exterior of the triangle, which is not inside the triangle. That means in case of altitude, it is not necessary always that should be in the interior of the triangle. If it is an obtuse triangle, one altitude can be here. Now I am going to draw an altitude from the vertex C to the base AB. So we can see here, that is, we can give the point as E. So here CE is perpendicular to AB. So this altitude is actually lies in the interior of the triangle. That means an altitude drawn from the vertex which form obtuse angle, that will be in the interior of the triangle. Okay. Now the third altitude, that is from the vertex B. Okay. So what we can see here, you see, I drawn a line which is perpendicular to AC, and I am going to extend this AC to this point to get whether it is perpendicular or not. We can see that this is perpendicular, 90 degree, am I right? That means this line B, we can give this point it as F. So line BF is perpendicular to AC. So this BF altitude, so the altitude BF is lies in the exterior of the triangle ABC. That means in case of an obtuse triangle, 2 altitudes are lying in the exterior of the triangle and 1 altitude is lying in the interior of the triangle. That means in case of altitude, there is not necessary, it should be always inside the triangle. Only the condition when we draw an altitude from a vertex to the opposite side, that should be perpendicular to the opposite side. So this is all about you have to remember regarding altitudes of the triangle. Okay, now let's discuss some questions from exercise 6.1. Question number 2. Draw a rough sketch for the following. That means you don't need to take the protractor or you don't need to measure the angle, just a rough sketch. It should be look like the given condition. First question is, in triangle ABC, BE is a median. So first we have to draw a triangle ABC. Alright. So for question number A, draw a triangle ABC. So mark the vertices as A, B and C. And I have to draw a median BE. That means from the vertex B to the side AC. So for that I have to mark the midpoint of AC as E. Now join these two lines BE, we will get the median. Okay, so this is the median, okay, exact midpoint. So B is the median of triangle ABC. BE median is this is dividing into two equal parts. Now let's take the option number B. What is in triangle PQR? PQ and PR are altitudes of triangle. How it is possible? Two sides of the triangle become altitudes. So PQR we have to find. So PQ and PR should be altitudes. So first draw these two sides step by step. First we can draw PQ. First draw the line PQ. Okay, we have drawn PQ. Then give the name vertex P and Q. Here PQ and PR are altitudes means they should be perpendicular. PQ should be perpendicular to PR and PR should be perpendicular to PQ. So we have to draw a line from P which is perpendicular to PQ. So let's draw that one. Okay, this perpendicular line I have drawn. This is 90 degree. Okay, and this give the vertex name as PR. Now it is become altitude and just join this Q to R. We will get the triangle PQR. Join that one. See here, QP is a line in which it is drawn from the vertex Q to the opposite side PR. So this line QP is perpendicular to PR. Therefore, QP is an altitude of triangle with the base PR. Similarly, if we consider a line drawn from the vertex R to QP and it makes 90 degree. This line makes 90 degree with the base. Therefore, PR or RP in any name we can call, that is the altitude with the base QP. That means these two sides of the triangle PQ and PR become the altitudes of the triangle. Now which type of the triangle is this? Right triangle. Right angled triangle. Right angled triangle or right triangle in any name we can call. So in case of right angled triangle, the two legs of the triangle, which means the sides other than hypotenuse, will become the altitudes of each other. That is one more point you have to remember. Now let's go to the option number C. In XYZ, in triangle XYZ, YL is an altitude in the exterior of the triangle, which means this triangle XYZ should be an obtuse triangle according to what we have discussed in the altitude section. So option C. So let's draw an obtuse triangle now. Okay, and give the vertices names X, Y, XY, okay, this is Y, and Z. Now, YL is an altitude. That means the altitude should be drawn from the vertex Y. So let's draw that one. And to justify, just extend XZ also. We extended. Now you can see this is perpendicular. So YL, give the vertex name here L. So YL is an altitude which lies in the exterior of the triangle, that means outside region of the triangle. Okay, so this is all about this exercise. Remaining questions you can try yourself. Now I am going to the next topic, exterior angle property. What does it say? That an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of its interior opposite angles. So first we have to know what is exterior angle. Let's take a triangle here to understand this. I'm taking here a triangle ABC with 3 vertices. Now if I am going to extend this BC to another point, then just see here, I'm extending this BC into another point. Let's give the point is actually D. Okay, then here one angle is formed, am I right? This is called exterior angle of the triangle. When a side of the triangle is extended, then this angle so formed with the another side and this extended side is called exterior angle. So this is exterior angle. You can also draw another exterior angle with the same vertices. If you extend AC to here and here, one more exterior angle is formed. Okay, in both the way you can draw. But I am taking only one possibility here. What does it say? That the exterior angle is equal to the sum of its interior opposite angles. What are the interior angles of triangle? 3 angles are here, am I right? 1, 2, 3. Angle A, angle B, angle C. So we can give the name as angle 1 and angle 2. So according to this property, it says that exterior angle, that is angle ACD, is equal to angle 1 plus angle 2. Angle 1 plus angle 2. This is what this property state. So very important kind of property. Okay. Exterior angle is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles. Actually the exact writing is actually measure of angle ACD. But this measure of angle ACD is not to write specifically. We can also write angle ACD. It indicates that is the measure of angle ACD. Now we need to show how is it possible the exterior angle is equal to sum of the 2 interior angles. For that, I'm going to justify this property. Okay, what are the conditions given here? This is the proper step for justification. Okay, first we have to write what are the given conditions. ADC, angle ADC is an exterior angle of triangle ABC. This is the given condition. What we need to show? To show angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to angle ADC. For that I am going to do one construction here. Construction through C, draw CE parallel to BA. Through this C I am going to draw a line parallel to BA. That is endpoint, we can give it as E. So here CE is parallel to BA. That is I have constructed, I have drawn. Now I am going to mark this angle as X and this is as Y. Angle ACE, the angle which is formed here, that is X and this angle is Y. We can say angle 1 is equal to angle X. Why angle 1 is equal to angle X? Because as BA parallel to CE, angle 1 and angle X are 2 alternate interior angles when these 2 parallels intersect by a transversal AC. Just imagine only this, just consider only these 2 lines. Okay, BA and CF, CE, and this is intersected by the transversal. These 2 are parallel, so these 2 angles, angle 1 and angle X, become the alternate interior angles. So they are equal. Alternate interior angles. As CE parallel to BA and AC is a transversal. The concept we have discussed in the last chapter, that is very important, related to lines and angles. Now What about angle 2 and angle y? In case of angle 2 and angle y, they are equal. Why? Why they are equal? Let's see. Let's separate these lines here. BA and CE. Okay, BA and CE, and another line BCD. BCD, transversal BCD. Now see here, these two parallel lines AB and CE intersected by the line transversal BCD. So these two angles become the corresponding angles. Angle 2 and angle y become the corresponding angles. Okay. Here it is another parallel lines are same, but transversal is different. So we can say that they are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. As same line CE parallel to BA, but transversal is different, and BD is a transversal. Angle, now we have got angle 1 is equal to angle x, angle 2 is equal to angle y. This is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Two equations we have. Just adding this equation 1 and 2, we will get adding equation 1 and 2, we get, when you add two equations, add the corresponding LHS and RHS. So angle 1 plus angle 2, that are the two LHS, alright, angle 1 and 2, which is equal to angle x plus angle y. Therefore, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to, what is angle x plus y? Angle x plus y is the whole angle, angle x plus y, that is the whole angle, angle ACD. Angle ACD. Hence it is verified. Hence verified. That is what we need to show. Angle ACD is equal to angle 1 plus 2. To justify this property is not much going to ask in your online examination, but you have to remember this property. With this property, we can solve different kinds of questions. Let's discuss some questions from exercise 6.2. First question is, find the value of the unknown exterior angle x in the following diagram. X is the exterior angle. We can easily find because the other two opposite interior angles are given. So we have x is equal to, exterior angle is equal to sum of the interior angles, opposite interior angles. That is the property we have discussed. What is the property we have used here? Exterior angle property. Exterior angle property. Okay. Now, as sum x equal to 65 plus 45, then therefore x is equal to, what is 65 plus 45? Which is equal to 110 degree. Very simple. If you know this property, then you can find this angle. One more question we are taking. Question number 2. Find the value of unknown exterior angle x in the following diagrams. Here x is not exterior angle, that is one of the opposite interior angle. So according to exterior angle property, we can write sum of these two opposite interior angles, that is x plus 50 degree, am I right? Which is equal to the exterior angle, that is 115 degree. Exterior angle property. Exterior angle property. I am writing short name, but while you are writing the answer, you have to write like this, okay, in the full sentence. Now you have got a simple equations in terms of the variable x, so you can easily find the x. Therefore, x is equal to 115. Transposing this plus 50 to RHS, it will be minus 50. Plus 50 become minus 50. 115 minus 50 is equal to 65 degree. This is the value of the x. Okay, so that's all about this topic. Dear students, I hope you got clearly about the topics today I have discussed. In the next video, I will discuss the angles and property and the special types of triangles. Okay. So that's all for today. Thanks for